Hello, Momentos. Good morning, good evening, good night. My name is Charlie. I'm head tinkerer here with Memento. I'm so excited for you to join us today. We are speaking with Rob Benedict, the man, the myth, the legend, the god tier musician, Rob Benedict. And we're going to get into what he's doing this weekend with his Momentus class, his Nextperience, the Secret Chord. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we'll be doing. We're going to tease out a little bit about that. So pretty exciting stuff. Just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's joined Momentus and followed us on social so far. We are having a blast. I don't know if you were at the last Momentus experience with Emily Swallow. Oh my goodness, was that an incredible experience to see it, to watch how Beskar is formed from ingot to spear. We had a blast. So we're gonna have some fun today talking to Rob. I'm a big lover of music. I always have been. I had a family. My parents were in radio, and so I've been growing up around music, very loud and very close for a long time. So to be able to talk to Rob about music and about what we're going to be doing this weekend with songwriting, I can't tell you how exciting it's going to be. He will. How about that? So yeah, if you have no talent at music whatsoever, or you are an accomplished musician, you're going to get a lot out of this weekend's class. We're going to be talking about songwriting. We're going to be talking about harmony and rhythm, and whether you have an instrument or not, whether you have, whether you sing or not, whether you're a writer or not, or have talent or not. It doesn't matter. You're going to have a blast.
We did it. We did it, buddy.
We
Hey,
did
Rob.
it. Hey, how are you?
I don't know why I'm so surprised that we did it, but I'm surprised.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it was this easy. I was kind of concerned. I was like, can I do this? Because I haven't done a lot of Instagram live stuff. So,
Yeah.
wow,
Well, you crushed it. Congrats. Step one, check.
thank you. Thanks.
How are you, man?
I'm really good. I'm really good. How are you, Charlie?
I'm doing well. I've been on the road for about 3 weeks, so I just got home last
Oh,
night,
wow.
and I'm thankful for my bed right now.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. I'm about to head out. Loudon Swain is going on tour in Europe. I leave on Sunday, and it's going to
Amazing.
be a whirlwind. Yeah.
And I definitely want to talk about that because that looks so exciting. European stuff is always a blast.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people here are wondering about the class that you're teaching this weekend, but before we get into that, I think it's important to talk about you and like how did you discover music as a passion for yourself? I think people are eager to know.
Yeah. So my like, growing up, we had I like my favorite room in the house was the den, which had the record player. Because I grew up in the dark ages, and so we listened to music around the record player, and I'm the youngest of four kids, so starting with my dad, but on with all my older siblings, just listened to music nonstop. So I grew up listening to the music of the '70s,
Yeah.
and was just always really just it just inspired me. And so I finally learned. I asked my mom for a guitar. She got me a guitar out of the J.C. Penney's catalog, and when I was about 12, and learned to play, and somehow joined these bands in high school with guitar players that were much better than
Yeah.
me, and I learned a lot from them. But I was always inspired by music. Like it really, I mean, seeing live music um, when I was in high school, like it really motivated me to want to do that. Like I wanted to have that
Yeah.
because the music itself was so inspiring, but like to be able to get inside of it and create that on my own was something that always just really motivated me. And then after college, I met Mike Borja, and we
Amazing.
started writing. Yeah, we started
He's
writing
awesome.
music.
He's so awesome.
Yeah,
He's such an amazing musician and great dude.
really, really great dude. And
Yeah.
so we started writing music together, and it's and now it's every time we get to play in the band, it's like it really uh, it's like therapy for me. It really just
Yeah.
it really helps me so much, and it's just such a gift that people respond to it and people come to our shows and like the music. That's like icing on the cake. Um, for me, just I don't know where I'd be without music in my life. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm walking around the house listening to music all the time. I get in my car, listen to music. Always there's always music on, just because I
And
just love it.
do you feel like music also affects your art as an actor and, as an artist? Do you feel like music also influences how you make your art too?
Absolutely. And with acting, like there'll be I'll make a soundtrack for a character that I'm playing and be
Yeah.
listening to that nonstop. And and a lot of times I like music that makes me feel
Yeah.
something. So I'm not as huge of a fan of pop music because it doesn't it's I don't know, for some reason it doesn't strike a chord with me as much as music that has sort of a you and I were talking about
Yeah.
U2. I mean, U2 is it makes you want to get up and and fight for, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It makes you want to protest, and do good in the world, and there's music like Radiohead that kind of makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
And like I like feeling something. And so, um, I'll put that on in the car and I'll feel something and it makes me feel alive.
That's beautiful. Yeah. And what I love too is, this band that you formed with Borja and the boys. Um, you guys are have sort of coalesced around the fandom really has taken to the music and come out and supported you guys. But I'd love to know a little bit more about, how it went from, you and Borja to writing songs and how that process looks for you. Because I think a lot of people here are wondering, how do I write music and how do I get that done and that collaborative nature of it. But I'd love to maybe a peek inside that for a moment.
Yeah, so when we started the band, obviously we didn't have many, we hadn't written many songs or any songs. I wrote a few songs in high school, but so we started playing covers. We just it was he and I and our friend Dave, and we once a week we get together, and each week we bring in new covers to play, and all three played acoustic guitar, so we just play on the guitars and sing these songs, and then that slowly morphed into like bringing in our own stuff. Like, hey, I tried this out, and what do you
Yeah.
think? And then that's what it became. It morphed into bringing in our own songs. And so really, it was about, like, a lot of times with songwriting, it's about hearing a song and then going like, oh, I'd like to write something like that. And
Mm,
then you almost like you start to steal the idea, and then but then you make it your own, or you put in it. There are no original ideas. Like, every song is inspired by a different
yeah.
song, going way back and way back and way back and way back. So um, there's a finite number of chords, and so you you put them together, and then you make it your own and with your own melody. And so it really the band was inspired by music we were listening to at the time
Yeah.
in the 90s. Um, so that's really what it became, is like you hear something. I read the book by Jeff Tweedy, who's the lead singer of Wilco, and
Wilco, yeah.
and yeah, and he talked about, like, a lot of times his songwriting is he'll listen to a song, and then he starts to write the song that he thinks would be next on the radio. So he's inspired by what he's listening to. He's like, right, and so next up would be, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of times is where I come from too. Like, ooh, I want to write a song and kind of like that.
Mhm.
Um, so that's and then so that's and then that we just started playing our own stuff, um, and you get motivated by being with other people too. A lot of times I'll write a song that I think Mike would really like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
or right now I'll write a song that I think our audience would really like, um, ooh, they're gonna love this.
Mhm.
Then that motivates you to write.
Well, what I love too is this weekend, we've talked a little about what you're going to be doing this weekend. What I love too is that we're entering it from that point, that place of like, what is the music that I want to make or put out in the world? And you're going to help people get some tools to be able to like do that, to really structure things a little bit. Do you want to talk? We don't want to give too much away because tickets are ending tomorrow. We want everybody to come by. And a portion of every ticket is benefiting an important cause, which we'll talk about in a moment. But can you give us a little sneak peek or preview at some of the things that we'll be doing this weekend?
Yeah, so I mostly want to. Obviously, you could write you have a whole class just about music
Yeah.
theory, and so, but I think, mostly we will focus on the lyric writing part of a song.
Yeah.
And we'll sort of slowly talk about, I'll try to do music theory at the beginning really quickly,
Yeah.
and then we'll get into the sort of the lyric writing part of the song, which is always my job in Loud and Swain. Even if another guy brings in the music, I'll write the lyrics, and that's its own thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about, um, coming up with the song idea with people,
Yeah.
and getting lyric ideas with people, and talking about,
So
lyric
you're saying
structure.
it's going to be an interactive song experience this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend you're going to be writing a song with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to write a song with Rob on the fly
Yeah.
during the class, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're writing a song together, and it could be a big hit, and we could have, like, 100 of us accepting the Grammy.
That would be quite the stage filled with people.
Yeah, what if this song really takes off? It's like the
Yeah,
next
man.
big song.
Well, okay. So to anyone who's watching here right now, I want to do something special. If you're a fan of Loud and Swain and Rob, if you can DM Momentus with your favorite song and you haven't bought tickets yet, we want to make it accessible to people. If you can't afford it, or you're having some financial struggles, just DM us your favorite song from Rob and Loud and Swain, and we're going to give away some tickets, because I think it's important that if you have a love of music, and you obviously are a fan of Rob's and Loud and Swain, that we get you in this room to create that energy all together. So I just want to do that. We'll give away a few tickets that way,
That's awesome.
because I think it's important. I mean, music is such a collaborative effort. I think the more we collaborate together, I'm excited to see what kind of experiment we create this weekend. That's awesome.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I every part of me wants to cheat and, like, pre-write a song, but, like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm like whatever happens on Saturday happens, and that's the beauty of writing a song. Like, you don't know, and that's the beauty of creating anything, is you like to sort of push the boundaries. Like, what if I do this chord here? That sounds weird because that's never been done before, but maybe kind of
Yeah.
cool. So, and coming up with lyrics is the same way. So
Beautiful.
I'm excited to do that. Yeah.
Well, okay, so just to get back for a moment, like before we move on too far, I want to talk a little bit about, obviously, part of songwriting and storytelling is taking inspiration from your life and the things around you or other people's experiences, and, like, putting them in. But a portion of every ticket is benefiting the American Stroke Association. Can you talk about the work that they do for a moment, just so that everybody here is aware of what that's going to help do?
Yeah. I mean, I had a stroke in 2013. And subsequently, our friend Tim Amundsen had a stroke, and it happens to so many people at so many different ages. And the main thing the Stroke Association is doing is funding research, for stroke prevention, stroke care, but also raising awareness. Because one of the main things about a stroke is that you need to get the stroke victim to a hospital as soon as possible. You need to recognize the signs of a stroke. And so, having stroke awareness, knowing when your friend, your family member might be having a stroke is very, very important, and to saving lives. That's what saved my life. I got to the hospital soon enough, but it could have gone a whole different way for me. So I'm really passionate about what they're doing and about the cause in general.
Rob, I haven't shared this with anybody, but I wanted to say thank you for the work that you've done. Um, my mom had 2 strokes this past year,
Oh,
and the work that you did to help educate people on spotting stroke symptoms, and uh, I just want to say thank you, because it helped me help my mom in that moment. I took her to the hospital. I knew right away what it was. Knowing
oh my
Be
God.
Fast, knowing all that came from working with you and doing Gish stuff. And I haven't told anybody about this, but I just wanted to tell you face to face, thank you for the work that you're doing to help get the word out, and what's
Wow,
happening to you.
Charlie.
So,
I had no idea, man.
yeah, man.
How is she doing?
She's doing well. She's doing well. It's been a road, but she's such a fighter, and she's walking and moving around and driving again. And
Wow.
um, you all don't know how important that is until you're there, and so it's better to be ready than to not be ready. And I knew right away as soon as I saw her in the state that she was in. It was instantaneous recognition because of the work that we did with you and Gish and getting people to recognize that stuff. So I know it's probably a lot of work to repeat that story over and over again and to have to carry that, but I also just wanted to extend my thank you to you
Oh,
personally.
no, wow, Charlie. Well, I'm just glad that she's okay and that you recognize the signs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really scary. It's really, really scary. It's scary to see a loved one go through it. I mean, I've often said that, you know, I almost feel more sorry for the people that were around me while it was happening, because
Yeah.
you know, when you're in that state, you're just like, I don't know, your brain's kind of shutting down, you know. But to be conscious and be aware of your loved one going through that, that's hard too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So I just, yeah, thank you so much. And it's another great reason to remind ourselves that we are grateful for the music and the art and the like connection that we all can have. And you know, that thank you to everybody who's purchased tickets so far for meet and greets and all of that stuff, because it's definitely helping. It's going to the American Stroke Association. And you know, I'm just pumped for this weekend. I love music so much. I love your music, and
yeah,
we're gonna have
me
a
too.
blast.
This is a first. I've never done this before. I've never done this
Ever.
before. So, yeah,
I know,
yeah.
and I hope it's the start of something really, really wonderful, because I think we all need to learn how to create music more and create the music in our lives that we want to hear and that we love. So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely. And, you know, I've often talked about like sort of letting people in on my process. And, you know, I got piles of lyric books and notebooks, you know, through the years that I'd love to, you know, publish at some point, because they're great little ideas in there that were never made it into a song. And then there are others that, you know, the origin of some of our best Loud and Swain songs. Um, anyway, but to let people in on this process is a really exciting thing.
it's the best. And yeah, so whether you have talent or not, whether you have a musical instrument or not, whether you have written music or whether you're a writer or not, I think this is going to be for you. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Can't wait. Well, tickets end tomorrow, so make sure you get your tickets by tomorrow. Um, I think there are a couple of meet and greets left. You sold out your meet and greets in all your front row like instantaneously. So I was like scrambling, texting Rob, like, "Oh shit, what are we gonna do?" You know. And those lyric books sold like hotcakes. Those
Oh,
were
that's great.
awesome. Yeah,
Oh, awesome. Great. Yeah, I'm gonna use one of those to write in on Saturday. I thought that would
right
be
on.
a good
There you
tie-in.
go.
Can you tell me, because I don't know how these things work, how do people get tickets?
Yeah, so you go to bemoment.us, BEMOMENT.us. Go to the website, you'll see Rob's beautiful face there, and you click on it, and you can grab your general admission ticket for just 25 bucks. Yeah, and we have, I think, a couple of other meet and greets, which we have a session before and a session after because of the number of people that we have to facilitate this time around. And so, yeah, we have a few of those left, and general admission is going fast. There are limited seats, and yeah, people will jump into Zoom with us, and we're gonna do an experimental music theory / songwriting session. It'll be rad.
Yeah, yeah, and it's gonna be a first, and it's gonna be, you know, it'll be very intimate, very intimate
Yep,
experience.
yep, exciting. Well, thank you,
Yeah,
Rob, and everybody get out there and go grab those tickets. And remember, DM us your favorite Loud and Swain or Rob's song, and we will DM you back if you've won. We're going to give out some tickets just to make sure that we have this fun little collective of music lovers in our little moment with us.
yeah. And Charlie, can I just say, take this moment to reach out to anyone in the European area.
Yes.
Loud and Swain is going on tour next week. We're going to play in Scotland and in Belfast, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Glasgow. Yeah, Glasgow first on the 1st of May, and then Edinburgh on
Nice.
the 2nd of May, and then Belfast on the 3rd of May. And then we're going over to Germany, and we're going to play in the Rockwood Music Festival in Offenbach, just outside of Frankfurt. So.
That's right. Hold on, I'm just checking Aer Lingus for tickets to fly out there real quick. 1 second. That's
I mean,
so
since
rad.
you're already spending money on your U2 tickets. So.
I know. I have to sell one of my children now. So if you want to come with me, I will have one less child. We can do whatever we want in Vegas.
Yeah, that looks amazing. That U2 tour looks
I can't
incredible.
I can't wait. That the Octoon Baby album was so formative for my family. We loved it.
Yeah,
We played it all the time.
yeah. I even before that, I saw that tour also. We talked about that. And before that, I skipped school and saw them. My first U2 concert was I saw the Joshua Tree
Yes.
tour. Yeah, I skipped high school to go see that. Yeah.
That was, by the way, sorry to get on a YouTube tangent. Have you seen Disney Plus has Dave Letterman interviewing the two of them walking around, but like,
Yeah.
oh my,
Yeah. It's amazing.
amazing.
I saw that. So good.
So
So
good.
good.
Well, come for
Anyway,
all the music geekery.
yeah.
Go check out the Loud and Sylvian tickets if you're in the UK, Ireland, etc. Go check it out. Get out there. Get into the European tour. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Charlie.
All
See
right.
you soon. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.